What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Game Day with Trey. Of course, this is your host, Trey, and today we're going to talk about the Sacramento Kings visiting the New Orleans Pelicans. This game will be played Friday, April 19th at 9:30 p.m. Odds open up at Sacramento by 1, over-under at 214.5. So let's go ahead and let's take a quick look at the injury report. All right, for Sacramento, you got Malik Monk still out and Kevin Huerter still out. Whereas for New Orleans, Zion Williamson, sad to say, he will be out with that hamstring strain that he suffered last night. Probably be idle for about 2 weeks, you guys, at least 2 weeks. So this could mean a lot, and as far as for New Orleans is concerned and how they're going to come out and play. Even though they are kind of used to playing without Zion, like let's just be honest, they do play without Zion and they do play well without Zion. But then it also comes back on Brandon Ingram. You know, he just came back from injury. How quickly is he going to be able to acclimate back to being BI again, where he has to facilitate most of the offense and this and that and the third? Only time will tell. So let's look at this matchup real quick. So as far as how these teams look on the season. All right, so the Sacramento Kings average 116.6 points per game. That makes them the ninth best offense in the NBA, whereas New Orleans averages 110.7 points per game on defense is what they give up. So they're actually the number 8 defense in all the NBA. So about an even matchup there as far as rankings concerned and how well these two teams play right there. But then let's flip it. Let's look at the inverse. All right. So on offense, New Orleans averages 115 points per game. That's 13th in the NBA. And Sacramento averages 114.6 points per game, which is 17th in the NBA. Slight advantage to New Orleans right now, just due to the slight better ranking on defense and slight better ranking on offense. All right. When you're looking at points in the paint, Sacramento is 12th in the NBA in points in the paint on offense, but New Orleans is number 5 in the NBA in points in the paint. So they pretty much put a lockdown on that points in the paint, which is one of the places where New Orleans loves to score the most. New Orleans is 9th in the NBA in points in the paint, and versus Sacramento is ranked 13th in the NBA in points in the paint. Now, when you look at 3-point percentage and how they defend the 3-point line, Sacramento is 15th in the NBA defending the at the 3-point line, but New Orleans is 2nd in the NBA defending the 3-point line. So they allow the only 35% of 3-pointers by opponents to be made. So that's not only pretty good, that's pretty darn good, you guys. Whereas New Orleans is number 5 in the NBA in 3-point percentages made versus Sacramento's poorest 29th to opposing, ranking 29th to opposing against opposing offenses, giving up to 3. All right, so major advantage right there for New Orleans as far as at that 3-point line. Okay, now let's look also at what Sacramento does best on offense. What Sacramento does best on offense is their 2-point offense. They're number 10 or ranked 10th in all of the NBA. Whereas New Orleans is ranked number 22nd. So they give up 55.3% of opposing 2-point percentages. Or 2-point shots, whereas New Orleans is 14th in the NBA in 2-pointers, and Sacramento's 10th defending the 2-pointer. When you look at these two teams and how they match out by quarter, all right, you are looking at a pretty even matchup for Sacramento versus New Orleans in the first half. But then when you're looking at Sacramento's offense versus New Orleans' defense. But then when you look at New Orleans' offense in the first half is 9th and 12th versus Sacramento's defense was 21st and 14th. So once again, you got to pay attention to the numbers. They will lead you down the right path. And we all know how New Orleans plays in the first half. So let's go ahead and look how these two teams have played in the last 10 times they matched up. New Orleans runs this series 8-2 straight up. New Orleans runs the series 8-2 against the spread, and it's 4 to the over, 6 to the under in the last 10 times they played. New Orleans has beat them 5 times in a row. All 5 was this season. Can they beat them a 6th time? And New Orleans covered all 5 times in a row. Sacramento has not covered since April 4th of 2023 against these people. All right. Yeah, New Orleans beat the brakes off of them too, man. They beat them 135 to 123 on April 11th. Then they beat them 133 to 100 on January 7th. Then they beat them 127 to 117 December 4th. Only close game was November 22nd. That was 117 to 112, and that's because they had just played 2 days before that, when New Orleans beat them 129 to 93. You know, yeah, New Orleans runs this thing in the last 10 times they played each other. But that means this is a major revenge game for Sacramento, you guys. Got to always pay attention to the narratives, too. Now, when you're looking at how these two teams have played in the last 10 games that they've actually been out there, Sacramento's 5-5 straight up, 7-3 against the spread, and 3 to the over, 7 to the under. Whereas New Orleans in their last 10 straight up is 4-6. So they come into this thing limping. They are on a 2-game losing streak to the Lakers. Okay. And they're 3-7 against the spread, 5-4-1 to the over. Okay, so that's 5 over, 4 under, 1 push in the last 10 games that they've actually seen the court. Situationally, straight up, at home, New Orleans comes in this 21-20, whereas Sacramento's 22-19. But situationally, straight up, as far as who's the favorite and who's not, okay, as an away favorite, Sacramento is 12-6, whereas a home underdog, New Orleans is 5-6. So you got to pay attention to the signs of what the books are telling you, man. Against the spread, as a away favorite, Sacramento is 10-7-1, whereas New Orleans as a home underdog is, once again, 6-5. All right. Now with a rest disadvantage, with equal rest. With equal rest, these teams are Sacramento's 18-20, and New Orleans is 24-22-1 against the spread. Now, if we look over under, in this current situation as an away favorite, Sacramento games go 6 to the over, 11 to the under with 1 push. Whereas New Orleans as a home underdog goes 9 to the over, 12 to the under. All right. So, and with equal rest, Sacramento is 17 to the over, 19 to the under with 2 pushes. And New Orleans is 21 to the over, 25 to the under with 1 push. So you can definitely see where the books are, where the numbers are pushing you. Numbers are pushing you towards the under. But let's finish covering these numbers real quick. So in the last 3 games, Sacramento scored 115.3 points per game, giving up 94.7 points per game. And New Orleans is scoring 109.3 points per game versus 114.3 points per game. All right, and those last 3 games are coming against teams like for New Orleans, it's LA twice and Golden State. And for Sacramento, it is Golden State, Portland, and Phoenix. Okay. Now, the last 3 games that the Sacramento's played, all 3 have gone under. And for New Orleans, they've had under last night, of course, 1 over and a push back when they played Golden State on April 12th. All right. So, well, let's go ahead and give you your picks. All right, so I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. When I'm looking at this game and I'm looking at these two teams matched up out here, man, first place I'm looking is the Kings, man. I'm sorry. This is the Kings money line. Kings minus the 1, whichever one you want to take it, man. It's hard to beat a team 6 times in one season, man. Like that's very, very hard to do, especially in a professional sport. And with New Orleans missing Zion Williamson out there, man, it's going to be hard. I mean, I know they got B.I. I know Brandon Ingram should be returning back to B.I. form. But at the end of the day, man, I got to go with the healthier team. The healthier team right now to me is Sacramento. I think they got a significant advantage. De'Aaron Fox against C.J. McCollum. Also, Sabonis. I like Sabonis out there. Way Keegan Murray's playing, like they got a lot. They got a lot going on out there that I like for Sacramento. So for this game, I would definitely have to lean Sacramento. Probably gonna go ahead and get there with them on the money line. And I definitely like the under in this game. Under that 214.5 is definitely doable, man. But I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Oh yeah, and so if I was gonna play something for like a half or something like that, first half definitely I would lean towards New Orleans. Uh, yeah, first half I would definitely lean towards New Orleans as well, guys. But that's it. Y'all have a blessed day. Stay safe. I hope these picks help you out. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Peace.